Doc, there you are.
Ah,
How are you?
hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. You know?
Yes, honey. I was doing just what you were doing. I had gotten a hot flash, so excuse me. Listen, I'm over 50 now, so that's what happened.
You don't look it, Mama. Not at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So listen, I am so glad to talk to you finally. I'm excited about your new song, and we're going to get into that. But first, I need to ask you, how are you doing really with the whole pandemic thing?
You know what? I'm good. I'm torn with the whole pandemic thing.
Really?
One part of me is like, all right, this is something really, really serious, and everybody should be taking it serious. And oh damn, I got to go back home, even though I've been driving for 10 minutes because I left my mask at the house. I got to go back and get it.
No, I do that too.
You know what I mean? But then there's another side of me that's like, okay, so the common flu, the regular flu, is supposedly more deadly than COVID, right? More people die from the flu in a year than people have died from COVID.
Yeah.
And yet they've never shut the world down behind the flu. Like they've never done anything like this behind the flu.
Yeah.
They say that you catch it through droplets absorbed through the mouth, the nose, the eyes. Okay, well, the mask that everybody's wearing only cover your mouth and your nose. What's
really going on?
Like, it just feels like it's something else to it. Like, yeah. And mind you, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but you kind of can't help but listen when some stuff starts making sense. Like when something doesn't make sense to you, and then somebody points it out, and it's like, yeah,
yes, right, that.
Like we can't go to church, can't go to the gym, but you go to the liquor store, right? Don't leave the house to go to the grocery store, right? So then everybody goes to the grocery store. So now it's at the grocery, like, just a lot of things about it don't really make sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
So you're perplexed. You ask questions, and I think that's a good thing to do. And maybe that's part of it too. That we're supposed to be taking time out to have some quiet time to be able to dissect and dig deeper than what's on the surface.
That's definitely real. Yeah. It's become very easy for people to just accept what they're given.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The new CNN says stay in the house, so you stay in the house. Nobody's asking why we stay in the house. Right. Nobody's asking how long we stay in the house. Like it's so yeah, I feel like that's definitely a part of it. You know what I mean? Just this allows us the time, and the almost forces you to have the patience to go, all right, let me get in here and get the research and see what's really going on. You know, and if you do that, you will realize that you're not the only person that's confused right now. It's a whole bunch of people that's like, what is it? Like, what are we doing?
What's really going on? Right. Exactly.
Like, one side is killing people, on the other side it has a 97% survival rate. What? What's it? You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I have 2 children with asthma, so I ain't taking no chances. So I got my mask on everywhere I go. And mind you, I ain't really going nowhere. I'll go to my mama's house.
Mama house.
my homeboy Tigger, we do my IG live every Sunday, so I go over to his house. I know ain't nobody been over there because he just paranoid as I am. And that's pretty much it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it. Well, it seems like you learned a lot. I was reading an article about you in People magazine. And you were talking about how you think quarantining saved your marriage.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was so honest and so courageous of you to expose yourself, I guess you could say. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I can imagine that couples are going through. I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah. So right before the whole quarantine COVID-19 thing happened, I was definitely, me and my wife, we were definitely talking divorce. You know, I'd even put out a record kind of based on what was going on, a Pinky Ring record, which I wrote, mind you, the night that she told me she wanted a divorce and threw the ring in my face. I'm like, okay, so that's how I vent. I went in the studio and I wrote the record, right?
Wow.
Mind you, wasn't a diss record because that's not who I am. I'm too classy to do a diss record. That's not who I am.
Right.
But it was just me talking about the way that I chose to handle the situation. What the quarantine did for us was kind of forced us to sit down and really face problems that we were kind of only halfway facing. You know, it's like, all right, I know that there's something here, but I got a flight to catch, so I'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So quarantine was like, nah, y'all got to sit down. The kids is here, and my parents is right over. My mom is like right up the street. So this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at because I don't know what this thing is. I don't know how long it's gonna be. So I came home knowing that we were going through what we were going through, knowing that we was gonna be in the same house and in each other's vicinity. You know what I'm saying, and all of that. knowing the arguments and all of that was going to ensue. But I don't think either one of us really wanted a divorce. I mean, you don't marry somebody with the intent of
right.
So we was both very much in a place like, we don't want this, but we don't see no other option because we really didn't know how to talk. We got to the place where we couldn't talk to each other. It's like something clearly wrong.
Yeah.
But
you knew something wrong though. You knew it, right?
Yeah. I know something wrong. I ask you, you say nothing, and I don't prop from there. It's like, all right, well, fine. If you ain't gonna talk to about it, and that just opens the door for us to eventually get to where we got to, where like we just literally couldn't talk to each other, like no matter what it was. There's clearly something wrong. I clearly feel a way, but I know if I bring it to you, it's gonna turn into an argument, and I don't want to do that, so I just ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
So you sit on it, and it boils up until eventually you explode, and it's the response is worse than it would have been if you would have just got to it initially, right? So that's what the quarantine made us do. It made us sit down and go, all right, listen, here's what I don't like about you. Here's what I don't like, and vice versa. All right, well, here's what I don't like about you. So we had to do that because we had to figure out why we couldn't talk to each other, why we could not communicate. We finally realized what it was and started working on that. And the conclusion that we came to is that, listen, if I love you beyond the shadow of a doubt, and you love me beyond a shadow of a doubt, we're supposed to be strong enough to work through whatever else, because nothing else genuinely matters. Nothing else really matters on top of that.
That's right.
That counts everything. You know what I mean? Right. So if we here, then we just got to figure out how to solve this problem. Me and you versus the problem, not me and you versus each other. You know what I mean? Right. We have to get to that.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's not easy. A lot of tears and crying and screaming and I think she threw something at me at one point. I remember but at the end of it, we are now stronger than we've ever been, man. Like, you know, we're in love with each other again.
Yes.
So I'm thanking God for just allowing things to happen. It just kind of makes you think about the fact that there's a reason kind of behind everything that happens. It's not always easy to know what the reasoning is, but you know that God has a plan, right?
That's right.
So it's like, all right, COVID-19 happened and you know, some people lost their lives and some families lost some family members and we got to stay in the house and all of this, but save a marriage. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I think it's a beautiful story. I mean, you're probably helping a lot of couples out there who are going through, feel like there is hope on the other side. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's so cool. I hear a lot of songs coming out of that, though. I'm sure a lot of songs coming out of that.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna hear a lot of songs on. I've always been the kind of person to where, excuse me, if you wanted to know what's going on with NEYO, just listen to whatever album is out, and you'll know, because I put it all in there. Like,
that's right.
I'm almost better with taking those situations and putting them in the songs than I am at just talking about them like this. So there's definitely some songs discussing, you know, how I felt in the realm of why the divorce happened. And then there's songs talking about where we are now. There's basically songs kind of navigating the whole journey just throughout the album. Yeah.
So I'm feeling You to Love. So is that dedicated to your wife?
Definitely is. The song is, I mean, the song is pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I will say that I did the song before. I'm lying. I did the song while we were separated.
Okay.
And so while we were separated, I was kind of having to be two people, you know, in front of my friends and you know, in public, I'm very much giving off this, I'm all right, you know what I'm saying? She gave back the wedding ring, I turned into a pinky ring, I'm straight. And I go, you know, back to the hotel or whatever that night, and I'm laying on the bed crying, like just you know what I mean, that. Because I felt like I had failed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like that. So yeah, initially it was very much oh man, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Where we at tonight?
That's what men do. That's what men do. They don't talk about their stuff.
You gotta protect your pride.
I get it, but to what extent?
It is. You gotta protect your pride. Well, you don't have to, but that's you're right. That's what we do. And it's all pride. It has to do with nothing else other than let me save face right now. Like, man, you all right? Well, I'm fine. What you talking about? Well, you ain't fine.
This is sad, deep down and hurt inside. I get it. I get it. So that's beautiful. So it's going to be part of the forthcoming album, I guess. This will be your
Shout out to, I got to say, shout out to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, I love it. I love the song, by the way. And we are playing the hell out of it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
It's nice.
I never worked with Jeremiah before. This is our first time working together. The night we did "You to Love," we actually did 2 songs that night that both are going to be on the album. Dude is highly underrated. Highly underrated. You know what I mean? I don't think that he gets his just due, just in the regard of being a songwriter and a producer. Like dude is a genius. He really, really is. I had never worked with him before. I was having a conversation with somebody else about people that I hadn't worked with but wanted to.
Yeah.
His name popped up, and my man was like, "What? Oh, hold on." Called him up.
We can fix that.
Night. Yeah, he pulled up that night, and the rest is history, man. So yeah, video coming real soon. Video coming very, very soon. We just finished.
Very nice. And so, what's it like to work with him though? I don't really know a lot about Jeremiah. I know he sounds great. He sounds young, but he's like 30-something years old. He's a grown man. I was like, wow, he's a grown up for real. So what was that collaboration like?
I mean, he's kind of quiet, which I don't so much mind. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he's the person that's quiet because he's shy. He's quiet because like I just ain't got nothing to say right now, and I'm not gonna just talk just for the sake of talking. And I like people like that. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing that you're not the loudest cat in the room right now. Like you don't have to be that, especially if you ain't got nothing to say. I would rather you be quiet if you ain't got nothing to say.
There you go.
Talk for the sake of talking. So
that's it.
But he is definitely a collaborator. You know, I've worked with people before to where it was like, well, no, I normally do it this way. It's like, all right, well, bro, you working with me today, so you're not doing it the way you normally do it. You know what I mean? I'm saying that wasn't the case with him.
Okay, gotcha.
Very flexible. Like, all right, well, what you think? All right, well, I would. Is that all right? Cool. Let's try that. Like, I like people like that. That's
the best kind of collaborator, right?
That's the true nature of collaboration. Like, you have to come in with your cup half empty.
That's right.
So that the collaborator can then fill up that part. If your cup is all the way full, then what's the purpose? Why are you even? What's the purpose? You know what I mean? So yeah, really.
So
really
anybody that you would say is not the best to collaborate with, based on their characteristics while they're going through the collaboration?
I have yet to work with anybody that just really rubbed me the wrong way on that. Like everybody that, even if it was something, it was not something that was so intense or dire that you could just have a conversation. Like, look, bro, here's what it is, okay? I know that you don't normally do this. I don't normally do this either, but we're trying to do this together, and we're not gonna do this unless we do this together. Meaning, it ain't gonna be just the way you want it. It ain't gonna be just the way I want it. Like, let's come to the, let's find that middle ground. Let's do that. And then once that conversation is had, and and it's expressed the right way that I'm serious about this, like, bro, listen, we either gonna do this the right way or we're not gonna do this. I go home. I leave. I got other stuff I could be doing right now. Once all of that is out the way, then everything was fine.
Yeah.
You know? But there was 1 or 2 people where that conversation had to be had. Names I will not put out right now.
And that's probably the mature thing to do. Don't call names. Don't say names.
You're trying to get in trouble right now. See?
Yes. Well, it sounds like, NEYO, that you have come out of that quarantine. Well, we're still in it, but you have come out of it a better man. It seems like you're more mature. Would you agree with that? Especially in terms of relationships?
I would absolutely agree with that. In terms of relationships, all the way across the board, from a romantic relationship to the relationship with my kids, you know what I mean? I travel a lot because I work a lot. So, in that, and mind you, my kids are complete soldiers. They're troopers. They completely understand. Yeah. Daddy's not here right now because Daddy is going out making sure that we all right. Like, they know that, and they express it to me. But at the same time, they know what they know when they see the suitcases by the door. All right, Daddy about to go again.
Yeah.
And when is he gonna be back? We're not sure. That, you know what I mean? So just allowing me to kind of lock back in with them and like really just lock into their personalities. It's one thing to do the whole FaceTime and whatever it is, but it's another thing to be right there.
Be present
in the morning and attempt to cook breakfast for my daughter. I say attempt because
you don't cook.
It's
not anything. Come on now, some bacon, some eggs, something.
I burn Cheerios. It's bad. It ain't. God knew what he was doing when he said, "You gonna sing? You not gonna do nothing in the kitchen. We're gonna leave that alone."
So tell me about some of those special moments with your kids then, because it seems like you a true dad's dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my kids, my older kids. My oldest is 9, and right under her is her brother. He's 8. And then we have SJ, so Madeline, that's my daughter, she's 9. Mason is 8, S is 4, and Roro just turned 2, right? So with Maddie and Mason, it's just really watching their personalities develop. You know, watching them become little preteens, and just, you know, the uncomfortable questions that they ask now. And my son is very much into his iPad. You know, if he ain't talking to me, he on the iPad doing that.
Right.
My daughter is talking to me a lot more than she used to. Like, you know, now she goes out of her way to want to go wherever daddy going, I'm going with him. You know what I mean? That.
Oh, nice.
Oh, daddy's in the basement, or I'm going to the basement. You know,
Yeah.
they all love music. You know, everybody sings, which I knew that they
Really?
I didn't know that they loved it as much as they do. Like, they love it. Like, I'm in the studio, they come down, I'm like, all right, they want to listen. They want to, you know, listen to what I'm doing. And then Maddie's like, can I get on the microphone?
Oh.
Yeah. Come on.
You can. Yes.
So
Can you?
into, you know, me kind of showing her what that is, and
Yeah.
her loving it. And can we do this again tomorrow? Yeah, sure. We here. What up? You know, right? And then with my younger kids, you know, it's again watching them develop. You know, SJ is a little ball of energy. He's always running around, always climbing on something. Like, you turn your back for a second, look back, and SJ is on the chandelier just swinging. Like, that's who he is. And then Roman is the baby. He knows he's the baby. He's very much aware of it, and he knows what to do to get what he wants.
There you go.
And I'm constantly having conversations with his mom and with my mom and with my sister. Like, listen, you cannot pick him up every time he throw his hands up like this.
Oh, yeah, that's when we want him. He's so cute.
No. Because now you want him to be on the ground. When you want him to go do his own thing, he won't. He's like, you're doing this. And it's like, y'all can't complain about him being spoiled if y'all gonna spoil him. Like, come on.
Oh my gosh, nothing wrong with
I can't really say nothing because I'm the same way with my daughter. Like,
exactly. So men and their daughters, I mean, y'all go to a different place with the girls. I'm telling you.
I am such a weakling when it comes to her.
Right, she can do anything, right?
Anything. Like, maybe she wanted to do it. All right, well, let's get her card in. I know she's 9. She'll grow into it. Don't worry about it. That's me as a dad. It's not.
Oh my gosh, Neo, you're so crazy. Well, listen, they're asking me to wrap it up. I have about a few more questions though. I want to play a quick game with you. It's called Finish the Phrase.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna start it out and you just finish it. It's kind of simple. So I talked to Ralph Tresvant yesterday and he got stumped on the first one. I was like, come on, brother.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, my favorite guilty pleasure is what?
My favorite guilty pleasure right now is anything with cheese, anything that is sweet. I unfortunately, I was a vegan for a long, long time. Something happened, and somewhere in the midst of the quarantine, the vegan thing just kind of went away. Now, mind you, that's not to say that it ain't coming back. I'm definitely.
Hey, brother, I'm not judging you.
Because when you do it and then you fall off of it, you definitely feel the difference. Like, you feel heavier, you feel a little more tired. You know what I mean? So I know I got to get back to it, but it's just hard to be in a house full of people that's eating whatever the hell they want.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I do. I get it. I need to be doing some cookies right now.
Right now, my guilty pleasure is everything that I couldn't eat for the last 2 years because I've been off.
All right. The best lyric I ever wrote was.
Ooh. I've written some nice ones, but I don't. You know what? In my personal opinion, I've yet to write my best lyric.
That's a good answer.
I've written some good ones, but my best is yet to come.
Okay. The last time I said WTF.
The last time I said WTF, I was probably reading a tweet from our idiot president.
Oh, yeah, that's probably real easy to do.
He's constantly saying things to make me go WTF.
After the pandemic, the first thing I want to do is
go somewhere with some sand and some sun and some water without a mask. without clothes, damn near. Like, I need that. I need.
You need nakedness.
Real naked vacation vibes. That's what I need. That's what I'm waiting on.
And if I were not an artist, I would be
homeless, hungry. Yeah. I didn't really give myself a plan B. Like,
that's
for real.
Good though.
This was gonna work, or I was gonna be on the corner asking for change. Like, that's what it was. I didn't give myself any other. There was no plan B. There was no other option. This gonna work.
Yeah.
And I tell, other little artists coming up, listen, if it's what you want, nobody can really decide that but you. Meaning, if it's what you want, That means that you're not gonna spend, you know, that money on weed or whatever. You're gonna save that so that you can get in the studio later on, right?
Yeah.
But it means that you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna make sure that you spend every cent, every waking moment doing things to get you towards what you want, because it's what you want, right?
That's right.
Right.
I like that. No Plan B.
Changes.
I love it. That's a song in that too. Every time you speak, it's a song now. In the world. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, NEYO. I so enjoyed talking to you, and life lessons. It seems like you've learned them. I have absorbed them. So I'm going to be using some of the things that you just said to me. No Plan B. That's a good one. I like that one. And the song, You to Love.
Yes.
The video, is the video coming out, and then the album. What's the
video? Is coming very, very soon. The song is available everywhere music is downloaded and streamed. And as far as the album, be looking for it within the next month or so. It'll be
good.
Ready for the world.
All right, and I'm looking for a book or something, a motivational book too.
Oh man,
because you came out of the storm.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, really.
You
could do it.
This might have been the spark that made the flame. I don't know.
Yes, honey.
I gotta write a book before.
Huh? Yeah, you should. I mean, I think your story is great because a lot of people are going through, especially in relationships during this time. And it's like, what do I do? They're thinking it's over, but you saw it through. You didn't throw in the towel.
Yes, indeed. And that's
so yes. Thank you, NEYO.
It is worth it. Thank you so much for the love, Mama. Appreciate it.
All right, babe. Thanks.